song of the day is Kitchen Floor by Sophia Viggiano. Yeah. I really like it right now. Guys, if you're listening to this right now, or if you put the song on, it's exactly what I'm going through. Exactly. It's on right now. Like, it's too close to home right now. So, I'm back in Boulder. The drive was fun. It was actually really easy. It's like the easiest one I've ever done. It went by super fast. Maybe that was because I had Millie and I was watching a lot of podcasts. I got this thing to like this phone magnet thing that like moves around, like you can adjust it to put on my windshield. And so I just turned my phone on and I would put the YouTube video on of the podcast to give me a little more entertainment because I'm sorry, I can't just listen to voices. I don't like it. And I needed like a little more entertainment to make things go faster. And there were quite a few podcasts that I listened to and watched. Mainly Leo Skeppy. And then this other one that I can't remember what it's called, but it's in my saves. And I think that's visible on YouTube. So go check it out. It's like almost 2 hours long, but it's really informative. Like the title of the video does not do it justice. It's like number one, like body signal reader, something like that, talks about like how to flirt. That's not what it is. It's like, I've seen clips of this interview and I've always wanted to like actually watch it through thoroughly. And it like starts off like that, and it's like they did a test like a long time ago, and they had like a large group of singles in a bar, and they took note of like how many like body signal cues did they have to send to be approached, and it was like 29 I think signals for like the guy to come up to them, and I thought that was really interesting. But then it like that was like the first 20 minutes or something, and then the rest is just like what like body signals can do, and like the power that they hold, and like how to have better conversations, and how to like be more present a little bit and like understand yourself more, and like if you're going on a date, like the better thing to do is like go into a public space of like something that you're good at, like something you're comfortable in, and like that's kind of your place. Like then like whoever you're with like can see you in like your zone, your era, and like then form like a proper judgment about you. And it just like it's like not wasting anyone's time type of thing. And then it also morphed into like friendships and like just general conversation, like professionally or like in party settings that like you're trying to make friends, and like how to do it quicker and like all this stuff. And it was just like I wasn't bored. It was like all really informative and interesting. So I really liked that. And then I was watching Leo Skeppy and he was like, how did I know it was like we'll get into what came, but I knew something was gonna come, so I watched all these videos of like how to close the door and lock it behind you, how to get a fucking backbone and stop going to that disgusting man, shit like that. And then I'm gonna do my lashes later. So I watched all those, and it was really, really interesting, and I want to watch them again, and I want to, like, take notes on it. Because it was just, like, it made me, like, think a lot of, like, oh, I should change this about my life, and, like, this will follow suit, like, da-da-da-da-da, and I just, like, it was all really interesting, and, like, it was thought-provoking, and I thought of a lot of things that would, like, be helpful for me to, like, look at and change my life a little bit, and, like, not get fucked over so many times, and, like, be more productive, and, like, live a more productive day, and all this good stuff. So I want to watch them again and, like, take notes, because I can't really remember everything that I was thinking. So watch those if you guys have a chance. Honestly, any Leo Skepley video, like, so good. I'm breaking out, and it's really annoying. But anyways, I, like, I get back to Boulder, and Sarah and her dad are here and leaving Sunday morning. I got back Friday night, 7:30 p.m. And I, like, got back, did extra credit, did some homework, and then went over and saw them, and then came back, and then I had a productive day the next day, and then we went out for drinks on Saturday with her dad and, like, Zoe and Tiana. Tiana is Sarah's roommate. Zoe is Sarah's friend, who I'm also friends with now. And that was fun. So I had to, like, think of everything. And then I had to go back, and Calvin really wanted me to go to our friend's Christmas party with him, and it was, like, a Christmas Hanukkah party, Christmaka, mixed with, like, finals are almost over, let's say bye to everyone in, like, one fall swoop. And so we did that, and I got there at, like, 8:45, 9ish. Because Calvin, we were, like, the first ones there, but it's, like, our close friends, so it's, like, yeah, we should be there already. And then we were just hanging out. I was having a really good conversation with this girl, Liv. Like, actually, I've never had a real conversation with her, so I've always passed some judgment of, like, this girl seems pretty superficial. Like, she's kind of, like, saying all the right things to make you think that you're her friend, but, like, I don't think she's retaining anything, and I don't think she actually cares. But we had a really good conversation, and then we leave, and we were in there for, like, a while, I guess. And, then I come out, and Calvin is looking for me everywhere, I guess. And he comes, finds me the second I leave the bathroom. He's like, I've been looking for you. I think Blaze is here. Like, I don't know what he looks like, so I don't know, but I think he's here. And I was like, okay, honestly, I thought I heard his voice in the bathroom, so, like, that makes sense. And then I was like, okay, how do you know? And he was like, I was like, why do you think that? And he's like, Cass told me he's here. I was like, okay, so he is here. Okay, whatever, thanks for the warning. Like, I'm so glad that he did that, because I was having a really tough time for a minute of, like, seeing him and seeing people in that friend group. Like, probably 2 months ago and before that, I would see him and have full panic attacks. And then if I was drinking, it was a full panic attack. Like, I was sobbing uncontrollably for no reason. Like, I just couldn't control, like, I couldn't get a hold of myself. And I would, like, just have to, I would leave. I I would sneak out the back door, and my friends would be like, no, it's fine, like, don't let him ruin your night. And I'd be like, I'm not gonna panic attack here, like, I'm just gonna Uber myself home. And I knew they wouldn't let me, so I would sneak out the back door and go. Yeah. And then sober, I would, like, I had gotten sent home from work one time because he was passing the street. Like, I was at work, and we work right on Pearl Street, like, right on the corner of 11th and Pearl. Busy, busy, busy part. And he's passing by with, like, Dan, Daniel, and their dads. And I see them, and I'm like, wait, contacts? It was actually pretty funny because I was talking to my friend Annie, the other hostess there, and I was like, dude, I wish we were open later. Like, I don't, but, like, I would love to see my ops, like, walking around the street. Like, I think it would be way more entertaining than, like, all these randos. Like, I would love to see people I know. And 10 minutes later is when they walk by, and I'm, like, hitting her. I was like, oh my god, look, like, what are the odds? It's Dan, Daniel, and their dads. Like, those are my friends. Oh my god, like, we're just, like, that's such a crazy coincidence. And I'm pointing, and I was like, that's crazy, like, look. And then Dan, like, bends down to tie his shoe or something, and Blaze is right behind him, and I'm pointing directly at him, make direct eye contact, and I go, and drop behind our host stand. I literally hide, and then I pop back up, and I'm like, hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my god, my heart's beating so fast, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like, I'm sweat, like, my hands are, like, soaking wet. Like, I was, like, freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I like, can't breathe. I gotta get my shit together. Like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? And then my boss was like, came over and was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. And he was like, well, I was gonna come over and cut someone. How about it's you? And I was like, okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Okay, I gotta go. And I went home and was, like, so convinced I was gonna throw up. It was not good. It was not good at all. Anyways, so Calvin was, like, aware of that because I would come home from bars and he would be here. Like, I would come home from, like, in the morning, I would tell him, and I'd be like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I keep having, like, these panic attacks every time I see him, and, like, I don't know why. Like, I think it's because I'm not, like, mentally prepared to see him. And, like, if anyone gave me a heads up and was like, hey, Blaze is coming up, or, like, hey, Blaze is at this bar, like, da-da-da-da-da, like, I would be totally fine. But I think it's the not, like, being unprepared. Like, if I have a second to be like, okay, you're gonna see him, it's not a big deal, like, you don't even give a fuck about it, and, like, it's annoying what happened between you guys, whatever, move on, it's been a while, and be fine. But I just never got a warning, and I would, like, freak out. So he came to find me, and he was like, just so you know. And I was like, okay, like, whatever. I kind of had a feeling he was gonna be here tonight. And what I was not made aware of was that Dan was also there. So I walk in, like, into, like, the bigger, like, part of the room where most of the party is with Calvin, and I was like, oh, no, we gotta go back. We go into the bathroom, and I was like, dude, not your fault in any way, like, it doesn't matter. I just was not prepared to see Dan. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Like, I have a large urge to go punch him in the face for what he did to Kwaku. And, like, what he said after. Because, like, all this stuff happened with Kwaku of the cops getting called, and he was, like, hate crimed in my own home. It was really disgusting. Like, people were calling him the N-word, and it was, like, 5 people around him. So we pulled a knife. Like, I would too. Like, that's scary. And Dan was the one who called the cops, hopped in the cop car, went around Boulder, pointing him out, and then came back in, talked to my roommate, and was like, yeah, I didn't know Haley had such ratchet ass friends, and blocked me on everything. You're actually racist. You're a disgusting human being. Like, I'm all for the racist jokes. Like, it's funny. Like, whatever. I will say a slur from time to time. I'm sorry. But at no point in my life have I ever actually acted in a disgusting way towards someone based off their race. Like, that was, like, really jarring for me to see, because it's like, yeah, that whole friend group of, like, Dan, Daniel, Blaze, Tommy, Max, like, yeah, they're big, like, racist joke type of people, but it's like, I know, like, they're not actually racist, they're just down for a funny joke, and so I never thought, like, that was actually something that I had to double check on, because, like, we have black friends that we hang out with, and then it's like, yeah, that doesn't always mean you're not racist, like, duh, but it was pretty crazy to, like, register and be like, oh, so you're actually racist, like, that's disgusting. So I was, like, ready to throw hands, and then, so I just didn't go in there, and then I met these two really cute guys who I've interacted with before and met at the bars separately, like, on my own. One of them was at my 21st birthday, like, we met him at the bar, and, like, me and my mom hung out with him, I don't remember, but he was really awesome, and he was really nice and cute, and I met this other guy who I met at this bar, Press Play, who I was convinced looks like Matt Damon, Will, from Good Will Hunting, and, like, I said it to her one night, I was like, I can't really take you seriously, like, you look a lot like Will, like, you're really giving Matt Damon, and so I was like, oh, I think I've met you too, like, at Press Play, like, months ago, and he was like, maybe, like, I don't know, I don't really remember, and I was like, I'm having trouble remembering as well, whatever, so I'm talking with them, and then, like, Matt Damon leaves, and so I'm talking to the guy that was on my 21st, I think Parker or PJ, something like that, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, let me go get you a drink, like, let's go into the other room, and I was like, okay, yeah, like, let me grab my phone, it's on the charger, and I was like, I'll meet you over there, and he goes into the other room, and I go into Leah's bedroom, it's like, we're here, Leah's bedroom, hallway to the other room, and he leaves, and I literally turn around, take one step, Blaze is right next to me, like, he's now come down the hallway, and he was staring, is what me and my friends have deducted, because what do you mean you're waiting the second those guys left, and he was like, why are you acting so tough? Like, why are you acting so hard? Like, you're too good to be around me. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I show up and you, like, go hide. You won't stay in the same room as me. You won't even look at me. And I was like, I got here before you. I got here 2 hours ago. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've been in those conversations. And he was like, he was being jokey, like, we were still best friends. And I was like, Blaze, I think it's really, like, you can't talk to me like that anymore. Like, we're not best friends anymore. You've really got to knock that off. Like, it's pretty insulting and, like, invalidating to, like, everything that you've put me through and that I've put you through. Like, I'm just not down for that. And he was like, okay, how do I talk to you then? I was like, I don't know, and I know that's really not helpful, that I don't have, like, an answer, but all I can tell you is, like, acting like we're still best friends is not how you're gonna approach this. And I was like, okay, well, da-da-da-da-da, and we're talking, and, like, trying to have this conversation, and then the guys that I was talking to walk by me, and they were like, that's suspicious as fuck. Because we, like, stopped having our conversation every time someone walked by, because, like, pretty much everyone in that party knew, like, Blaze and I have beef, and, like, we haven't talked in almost a year, give or take some few things, and so, like, it was just, like, like, everyone was walking by us, and it was like, they're eavesdropping, like, let's just not talk about this. And he was like, can we go somewhere else? And I was like, yes. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go, like, upstairs in Ella's room, or we go in Leah's room right over here? And he was like, no, can we go to my house or your house, like, whatever you want? And I was like, no, I came here with Calvin, I'm not leaving him here. And he was like, no, like, if you come with me, I'll Uber you back here in like an hour. Like, whenever you want to go. I'll Uber you back. I was like, okay. Like, that's fair. Alright. And so we get in the Uber, and then it's like dead silent. Like, we're not talking. Nothing is being said, and he just starts holding my hand. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what this is about, like, this conversation is about to be. Like, I know we need to have it, but I don't know what it is. And, like, and I was drinking heavily. Like, this is now pretty blurry. Like, everything else was, like, quote-unquote. But now we're into blurry territory. And we get to his house, and I haven't been inside. And we go up to his room, and he's, like, got a really nice room, actually. And I was like, damn. Like, okay, you have your own little patio thing going on here? Like, you have your own deck? Okay. Bouge. And then he, like, sat on his bed, and he was like, come sit next to me, and I was like, absolutely not. I'll be sitting in this chair, and you can sit on your bed. Like, I'm not sitting next to you. Like, we're not friends, and I keep, like, it's very easy for me to, like, fall back into, like, this kind of bit that we do of nothing has happened, and, like, we just push unpause on our friendship, but I really don't think that's fair to, like, either of us. And I think, like, you kind of get everything you want, always. And I don't think it's fair. Like, after everything, like, I don't think we get to hit on pause this time. Like, what has happened between us is really messed up. And, like, really hurtful. And we can't act like it's not. And he was like, okay, well, how do we act? And I was like, I think that's what this conversation will, like, determine. Like, we can move from here, but I think we have to talk about everything, I guess. Like, I don't know how else to, like, break this down and, like, figure out how I'm feeling and what I want from you. I don't know what you want from me. Like, how about you start us off? You've been calling me nonstop. Like, you star 6-7 me and called me 20 times because I had you blocked. Star 6-7 is, like, how you get around that. And I was like, you're the one reaching out to me. You're the one calling me. Like, you start us off. What do you want? He was like, I want you back in my life. I was like, okay, so let's go off that. Like, you want me back in your life, but you've done and made all these decisions in the past year that, like, you knew would push me out of it. Like, I would not want to be in your life after you made all these decisions, so why now? And he was like, well, I was in a really bad place, like, I wasn't doing well, and I was going through a lot, and I was just making really bad decisions, and I know that's not an excuse, but, like, that's what was happening with me, so I just wasn't thinking, and I was just being horrible. And then he was like, I know, I kind of lost my train of thought. And he was like just telling me that, and he's like, I'm putting in a lot of work, like, I'm going to therapy now. It's like, okay, bare minimum. Everyone goes to therapy, like, you should have been in therapy years ago, but it's also Blaze, and, like, that is not something that he would ever do. So I was like, whoa, good for you, gave my high five. And I was like, I'm proud of you. And he, like, listed these other things that he's doing and, like, trying to be conscious of and, like, move on to be a better person. And he was like, I just, like, you were my best friend, and I don't have that with anyone else. Like, we understood each other, we got each other, like, there was, like, an unspoken thing that we just, it was, like, you and me. Like, we were best friends, that was that, it wasn't gonna change. And, like, we were always there, like, you were my person. And I was like, yeah, you were mine. Like, I could tell you everything, and one, not be judged by you, have it feel like you got me. And, like, I didn't have to, like, be like, yeah, I go through this, and this, like, and then people pity me. Like, I never got that with you. Like, you just got it. And, like, you knew how to fix it and make it better. And, like, I'm not, like, that, yeah, same page, boy. He's like, well, I don't know, like, I know it's a long shot, and I know you're never going to trust me again, or it's going to take a really long time, and I know it's going to take a lot to, like, get back into your life, but, like, I really want to be in, like, any capacity that you'll allow me to be. And I was like, yeah, trusting you is going to take a lot. And I don't think there's going to be much of a friendship until I'm able to trust you. And, like, there could be, like, we could, like, fall back into the hit on pause, but, like, it wouldn't be real. Like, I wouldn't really, like, I would then, like, not be with you and go be by myself and be like, why did I do that? Like, why did I go hang out with him? Like, why did I say these things to him? He's gonna go run and tell all these, whatever. And he was like, I know that's gonna happen. Like, I don't, like, I will do whatever it takes. Like, I want us to be friends again. And then we, like, dove back into, like, I was like, well, I just don't understand why you did these things in the first place. Like, you were the one that came to me and Havasu. You wanted to be together. You told me you loved me. And then you went and slept with Kelsey. Like, a week, two later, when you were visiting me for the Christmas present that I got you to go to Zach Bryan. Like, hello? And he was like, yeah, I was in a really bad place. Like, if I wasn't in a bad place, do you think I would consciously think it's a good decision to sleep with my best friend's sister? Like, take you out of the equation, not in general. Like, no. And I was like, yeah, I get that, but, like, still, you did it, and that wasn't the only thing. Like, then we keep going, and he was like, well, I got there. Like, we had he was, like, kind of, at one point, like, kind of biting his tongue. And, like, there was a long pause of, like, a question that I asked him. I can't remember. And I was like, I'm going to stop you right here. I'm not going to have this conversation if we're not putting everything out on the table. Like, we need to say everything. I don't give a fuck, like, how you think you look. I guarantee I've got some shit that I'm going to feel like I look disgusting. Or, like, I feel like I don't want to share this with you. And I look weak from it. But we need to put that away and, like, share everything. And be 100% honest, like, I can't have this conversation with you if we're not. Because it's like, we're going in circles, like, that's the only new information we can bring to the table. And, like, that's the only, like, this is the only thing that's gonna help us understand what happened between us. Like, both of us putting that on the table, like, that's all we can do. And then we can go from there. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, I don't understand, like, why when you came to visit, everything changed. And it was really hurtful that you, like, slept with Kelsey, because Kelsey was my person, like, it hurt from both of you, but I was telling her, like, the second I landed from Havasu, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I fucked up, like, I didn't handle it well. Like, we never made a decision, we never talked about it. Like, when he was like, I love you, I want to be with you in Havasu, we kind of, like, pushed it aside, and didn't talk about it, really. Like, we did a little, but not fully, and then we just left. And so I was, like, talking to her all week. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to tell him. Like, I don't know if I should tell him. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Like, and then I lose my best friend. Like, something. And she was like, no, tell him. Like, you're not going to lose anything. Like, you guys can go back to being friends. Like, you guys are really good friends. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, I told her, I, like, talked to her about how I was going to tell you, what I was going to tell you, like, what I was going to do. And, like, I was going to tell you in the car when I picked you up from the airport when you came, like, back a week later, that I loved you and that I wanted to be with you. And he was like, well, why didn't you? And I was like, because you got in the car and then were telling me that you were going to go to Zach Bryan again with Shadi Bay, which is I can't remember her real name. That's the nickname we gave her. And it was like this girl that he was hooking up with on and off. And I was like, you were telling me that you were going to go to night 2 with her. And then talking about how you and her were talking again. And I was like, okay, cool. So, not the time. Not the time at all to tell him. He clearly thinks that he made a mistake and wants to undo that, so cool. And he was like, no, like, I didn't think that you wanted to be it, anything. So I was like coming into the car, like thinking like, okay, I'm gonna make this trip like not awkward. I'm just gonna shut it down and like make her think that I don't feel that way and talk about Shadi Bay. I was like, fuck. Like, if only we were not like hiding everything. Like, that's so annoying. And whatever, like, holy miscommunication. And then he was like, well, then I came back, like, came to your house and you took me out on the hill and you knew every bouncer. Like, they were all your friends. And that was like, I left 2 months ago. Like, how did you know the entire hill? And I was like, I see how that's intimidating. But like, in my opinion, like, I was taking you and I was like, look, like, I made all these friends. Like, we can get in anywhere. Like, I'll get you free drinks type of thing. He was like, I didn't take it that way at all. Like, I took it as really intimidating. And like, you're out and about doing your own thing, like, with all these people. And I was like, no. Like, did some of them have crushes on me? Yes. But that's also, like, how? That's how any girl gets a free drink. Like, some guy likes her, thinks she's cute, and is like, here you go. Like, that's that. And he was like, well then, I was like, okay, well fuck, like, he was like, okay, cool, so she's moving on, like, she's doing her own thing with all these people, like, fuck. And then, because that was like the night that we both got really drunk and he got hammered, like, uncontrollable, and slept with Kelsey. And I was like, alright, that's really annoying. The last 20 minutes of my video, like, did not record a photo, just sound. So love it. But yeah, so I was telling him, I was like, okay, like, now I can like understand the thought process that went into this. I see the miscommunication. It's easier to like understand, like, no, it's not okay what you did, but like, it's easier to forgive and kind of move past. It was a messy time for both of us and a lot of miscommunication. And then like, we got sidetracked. He like wanted a hug or something, and I was like, sure. He was like, well, I'm not hugging you while you're sitting down and I'm like across from you. Like, it's not real. Like, that's so forced. And I was like, well, take what you get. He was like, okay, fine. So, like, whatever, we hugged, and then we like got back on. He like wanted me to stay over, and I was like, no, I will not be doing that. He's like, please, like, I need a friend. Like, can we hit pause? I was like, no, I'm done hitting pause. We always hit pause. No. And then, like, I was like, when did you and Katie break up? And he was like, 4 days ago. I was like, it's all clicking now. So you broke up with her, went out to the bars, met some guy who took you to a house party, and then *6-7 me. Because I blocked him. He's been blocked. *6-7'd him. He did that to me. Which, like, if you do *6-7 and then someone's number, it, like, overrides and shows up as no caller ID. So I was like, you *6-7 me, call me 20 times, deal with your shit, and then 10 minutes later call me and we talk while you walk home. And he was like, yeah. I was like, that makes me feel really disgusting. Like, I have a pit in my stomach. I feel gross. I don't like this. I want to throw up. Like, this is not okay. Like, I don't feel good about this at all. And I was like, this makes me just feel like a rebound. Like you're using me to piss her off. Like, I don't like this at all. And my nose is ready. He was like, that's not what this is at all. Okay, it's what it seems like. And he was like, that's not what this is. Like, I broke up with her because we had a lot of conflict, and we were always gonna have a lot of conflict. And it wasn't just like our political views, like it was everything. Like, it would have never ended. So I ended things, and like it just wasn't what I wanted. I was like, okay, I still don't feel great about it. Like, this is leaving the door cracked. Like, me talking to you this soon, like, if I was in her position and found out that you did that, I would be crying myself to sleep. Like, I would be so upset. And I don't like that. Like, that makes me feel really icky. And he was like, well, it's not like it. I'm not using you to like piss her off. And I was like, yeah, but it's still like gross behavior. He was like, yeah, I see that, but I think we're kind of forgetting. Like, I didn't just break up with her because there's conflict. Like, it wasn't what I wanted anymore. Like, it wasn't ever what I wanted. I was like, okay, what did you want? He's like, you. Okay. And he was like, I just like wanted what we had. Like, I want, like, you were my best friend. You understood everything. Like, we got each other. It made sense. There was someone at my door. Freaky. Sorry. It's Amazon, I think. And he was like, we just got each other. Like, we never fought. We always understood. Like, we were best friends, and like that, we were that first. Like, that came before everything. And I want to have that closeness. Like, no one understood me like you did. I was like, yeah, I could have told you that. I understood your childhood. I understood why you are the way you are. I get what you work, how you work. I understand the fucking signs of you running your ass away when you're lying. Like, I can most of the time see through it. Like, there wasn't fakeness between us. Like, we had a mutual understanding that, like, why we both worked the way we did. And it worked really well for us in our friendship. And I was like, you threw that away. And he was like, I know, I wasn't in a good space. Like, I regret it a lot. And I was scared. And something, I can't really remember. This is where it, like, gets fuzzy. And he was like, look, I know we said we were going to be, like, open and honest with each other. Like, yes, I want to be in your life at any capacity that you'll allow me to, but that's not really what I want. Like, I want us to be back together. And I was like, okay. That's a lot. He was like, I love you. Like, I didn't stop. Like, I know it doesn't make any sense. Like, I fucked you over. I didn't treat you how someone who loves you treats you. I was scared I wasn't in a good place, like I wasn't ready for us to be real. And I made really bad decisions going through like everything I was going through. Okay. And then he was telling me like all the work he was putting through. I don't know if I mentioned that in the prior clip, but he was like going to therapy and doing all this other stuff and like really putting the work in to be better. And like, yes, that's the bare minimum. Like, everyone should be in fucking therapy. But for him, like, it's a lot. Like, that's a big initial step for him. And he's been, like, consistent with it. So I was like, good, I'm proud of you, whatever. He's like, I'm doing all these things, like, I'm trying to be better, like, I want to be good for you. Okay. And then I was, like, thinking about it. And I was like, look, I don't have an answer for you of how I feel. I've buried that and shoved that down a long time ago. So, I don't know how I feel. And I don't know what I'm gonna want. But, like, we can have this conversation. We can work through it. We can put everything on the table, and I can take that, analyze it, think about it, and see if, like, I'm ready to pretty much trust you again. Or, like, go in steps of getting there. And, like, give you an answer of, like, what I want. Whether it's friends or more, or just being acquaintances. And he was like, I get that. I don't think I never expected it to be overnight. But I just, like, wanted to see if there was a chance. And I was like, well, maybe. I don't know. But I was like, regardless, like, we need to talk about this, think about it, whatever. But regardless of what I decide, like, it's not, like, even friendship isn't gonna happen immediately. Like, it's, if we're friends a week after you and Katie break up, one, I look desperate. I look like I've been waiting around for you to come crawling back. I don't fuck with that. Two, it leaves the door cracked. Like, if I invite you back in my life, it leaves the door cracked for Katie and Char to come in with their bullshit and their drama and come at me. And I've been living life really lovely without having that. And I'm not ready to invite that back in. He was like, well, whatever you decide you want to do, like, we can do it secretly. We can do it however you want to do it. Like, if you want me to, like, go run around and tell everyone I'm in love with you and I want to be with you, like, I'll do it. If you want to keep this a secret and, like, figure out how we're feeling, cool, we can do that. Like, whatever you want to do, I'm here, I'm doing it. Whatever you need to trust me again, I'll do it. And that was that, kind of. And I was just like, it won't be immediate. I need to think about things. But whatever. And then I got really nauseous and dizzy. And I was like, okay, I think I might throw up. And he was like, okay, what do you need? Do you want me to get you water? Like, and I was like, no, I think I just need to, like, lay down. Or I was like, yeah, please get me water. And I was like, I think I just need to lay down for a second. Like, I'm really nauseous. And I was drinking all night, like, duh. And I was like, can I get out of these? Like, can I borrow a pair of shorts? And he changed because he didn't want to be in his clothes earlier. So he took the shorts off of him. And he was like, here you go. And I was like, okay. And he was like, can I just be in this? I don't have any clean clothes. I need to do laundry. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. He was like in his boxers. I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like, can I have a t-shirt too? Because he was in, I was in, like, a really expensive sweater and I didn't want to sleep in it. And then he was like, I don't have any. I was like, I feel like you're lying to me right now. He was like, you can look through. I'm like, I don't have any. It's all in the wash. And I was like, okay. He's like, can you just sleep in that? And I was like, because I'm in like a fucking sports bra right now. Like, sure. But don't get it twisted. Nothing's happening. So I lay down and he is sitting in the chair and I was like, or I told him he has to sit in the chair next to his bed. And he's like, I'm not doing that. I was like, you have to. He was like, no, because you're going to fall asleep and I'm not going to wait here for you to fall asleep and then sleep next to you. Or go sleep on the couch. Like, that's not happening. And I was like, yeah, fair, I am going to fall asleep. So, I don't know. We like tucked ourselves into bed. And we talked a little more about something. I can't really remember. And then he like made a move on me and I was like, no, don't touch me. Get away. And then, fuck. And he continued to try. And I was like, please, I'm gonna kill you. And he was like, no, you're not. I was like, yes, I am. I'm not doing this. I think it's gross and I think it's too soon. And I don't want to be that girl. And I don't want to be a rebound. And I don't want to be used to piss off Katie. And he was like, that's not what this fucking is. Like, how many times do I have to tell you? I was like, a million more. Like, I don't believe you. And even if that is true, it is how it looks. Like, it is how it will look. Like, I will look like the rebound. I will look like I have no backbone because I've caved. And, like, I'm not doing that. And he was like, no one needs to know. And I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I think it looks like that. And I feel gross about it. And I don't want to. He was like, I feel like you're just holding a grudge. And he said this earlier about the Katie and Kelsey thing. He's like, I think you're over it. And I think you're just holding a grudge. And I was like, you're right. I am over it. It was a year ago. I don't give a fuck about it. But it's the principle. And it's the fact that you were my best friend. And you were never supposed to hurt me. And you were supposed to be there for me. And you fucked me over. Multiple times. And treated me like shit. And so I was like, yeah, I am holding a grudge. You don't, like, just because enough time has passed doesn't mean, like, all is forgiven. I'm over it. I don't forgive you. And he was like, well, I feel like that's what you're doing right now. I feel like you want to like, have sex. Ew. Icky. I don't like talking about that. Icky, icky. And he was like, you're just being stubborn and holding a grudge. Like, I think you want to do it, but you're not gonna because you're being stubborn. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna do it. And I am being stubborn. And I am holding a grudge. And that will continue. And he was like, well, he's like, can I do this to you? I was like, no, don't touch me. He's like, well, I'll do this. Like, what if you do this? Mm-hmm. I was like, no. Get away from me. We did kiss. A lot. But I didn't fuck him. And he kept... Cam texted me. Oh, she's the worst. Anyways, so I didn't do that, and we just, like, slept together. Like, next to each other. I don't know, it was nice. Regretfully. No one judged me. It's just nice to feel wanted. And, like, that's the only way to keep me around. It's like, if I'm talking to a guy and they like me and I like them they've got to be like, I need you, kind of thing. Not like pushing it on my ass, but like consistent, I guess. And that's like the only way to keep me around, otherwise I'm gonna get bored. And it's really annoying because I like called Blaze out on this. I was like, he kept doing things, like trying to get me to change my mind, kind of thing. And I was like, this is really unfair. I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. You're using past information of like what I like to push me to the point of where I cave. Like, I'm not gonna. And quit it. Quit trying. He was like, I think you want to, and I think you are gonna cave. And I was like, I'm not gonna. Alright? You're wasting your time here. And it's really unfair to keep trying to push me there. He was like, alright, fine. So we went to bed. And then I like woke up in the morning, checked my phone, and then I guess he was kind of awake too. And he like icky. He like grabbed me and like rolled me over next to him to keep sleeping. And it was pretty cute. But again, like he knows like what I do and do not enjoy. Like I hate being touched. But he won't be up in my business, and he'll just grab me and I'll like lay on his shoulder and he'll have his arm around me. Like that's fine. And he knows that. Whatever. So then eventually we woke up and then he tried again. And I was like, bitch, get off me. He was like, look. Like, please. I was like, no, that's your own problem. Not my fault you woke up like that. Not my job to fix that. And then like we went on our phones. And then he like did the same thing, pulled me over, and we watched TikTok on his phone together. I don't know. It was really nice. And then like I was drinking, I don't remember everything very clearly. And I feel like we got into subjects, didn't finish them, moved on to another, didn't finish, continued. So it's like I would like more information to like sit and stew on. So when I left, I was like, okay, like I need to go let my dog out. Sorry. And he was like, do you want me to call you an Uber? And I was like, no. I'll walk. I need time to think about my actions. And so I thought he was gonna text me and be like, what now? Like, do we talk more? Can I come over? We see where we go from here? I don't know. And he didn't. And it made me pretty mad, pretty upset. Not like really, but I was just kind of like sitting here, like twiddling my thumbs. But I don't know. And then like I know what he's doing. Like in his mind he thinks that right now I'm thinking and stewing and like figuring out what I want and what I want to do. And I'm not doing that because I feel like I need more information and I need more conversation. But I'm not going to text him and say that because, and no, I don't think this is playing a game and being manipulative and being like, he texted me, he called me, he *6*7 me, he found me at the party, he dragged me to his house, he kept me there. Like, he is the one wanting me back. I'm not texting you to fix what you want fixed. I'm not doing it. He can text me. Not doing it. So, there's that. Oh, and then Josh, because I was talking to Calvin about it, because Calvin knew I was over there. And then Josh comes down when I was telling Calvin what happened. And it's like, you went over to Blades'? I was like, yeah, we chatted. He was like, I'm really disappointed in you. I was like, yeah, me too. I stayed over. He's like, did you fuck him? I was like, no, I didn't. We just talked. He was like, I know you did something. What? Did you kiss him? I was like, yes. He was like, that's disgusting, Aileen. I'm really disappointed in you. Like, I can't believe he was banned from this house. Like, now you're going over there and staying over. And I was like, it's so much more complicated than just that. It's not like it happened overnight. Like, we interacted when I played nice for Josh's friends to come over. And then he called me and we talked, and then he called me again and we talked, and then he found me at the party and then we talked. Like, it wasn't just he showed up and like all was good. But I don't know if I told Josh that, so tough. But he keeps giving me shit, so. And Eva told me to go shoot myself instead of get back with him. And that she's done, like, I'm doing this to myself, and he's not gonna be changed. And like, I just really believed him when we were having that conversation. Like, we had really good, open, like, everything on the table, like, for the first time ever. Like, I do believe him, and I low-key do trust him. But it's just too soon from him breaking up with Katie for me to do anything about that. And Bear thinks that we should be just friends first and just have a friendship. Because I was also telling him, I was like, I'm leaving in July, like 8 months. Like, let's say it's 2 months before we start up, like, hypothetically. Before we start, like, that's the time frame of, like, when we can be, like, more than friends, if that's what I want. Then it leaves us with 5 months before I move. What's the point? Like, let's just be friends. And he was like, I'm moving to Huntsville. 2 hours from where I'm moving to. I can't get away. So that kind of contradicted that. But there was also, not to keep droning on and on and on, there was also like this time in, like, of us talking, like, he was like, you don't seem okay. Like, and I don't think it has anything to do with this conversation and me. I think there's something else going on, and I think it's been bugging you, and you're not okay. And I was like, cool. And he was like, let's talk about it. Like, I think you want to talk about it. And I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, I think you need to. And you don't have to do it with me, but I'm telling you, like, I can be there for you. Like, I want to be there for you. So if you want to talk about it, like, let's talk about it. And I was like, nothing's wrong. And my eyes were watering, and he was like, if you really don't want to talk about it with me, that we can do that, but it looks like you're not okay. And I was like, I just want my mom to like me. And cried. And he was like, yeah, I know. I was like, I just want her to, like, want to be around me. Make time for me. She doesn't. And we talked about that, which was, like, really nice because he gets it. And he's been there through all the mom shit, like me not talking to her, me not speaking with her for a year, her stealing my inheritance, her being mean to me, her, like, blocking, like, being fucking rude to me, her bribing me with presents, all this stuff, and, like, then her coming back and it being okay, and then it not being okay. Like, he's just been there for all of it. So it's nice to have, like, he was front and center. It's nice to have him be my friend again. I miss my best friend. Like, everything else aside, I miss having him as my best friend. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't want to look like I don't have a backbone. And I don't want to get fucked over again and look like a fool. And I feel like that is what's gonna happen. I don't even feel like that's what's gonna happen. That's just what everyone keeps telling me is gonna happen. But I really don't think it would. Like, I don't know. But then everyone gets in my head and then I'm like, no, fuck, they're right. Like, why would it be any different this time? But it's not like this has been over and over and over and over. He's shown me like 6 times that he's a douchebag and isn't gonna treat me right. It was one couple month period of us not even dating. Like, it was just like a weird, are we friends, are we not? We have feelings, we shouldn't have them. Well, we do. Let's stop talking. Okay, we can be friends again. Like, there was never anything like where he owed me anything other than just like the principle of, I'm your best friend, respect me, like, maybe let's not go. Like, bring a bunch of girls around me, I don't know. And then, of course, Katie and Kelsey. Like, but again, like, we weren't dating for any of that. Like, a conversation needed to be had, or like a heads up, like, hey, I'm gonna do this, or hey, I did this. But like, we weren't in a relationship. I feel like he hasn't shown like this pattern. Like, no, he didn't treat me well, but it's not like you get what I'm saying. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'll update later. I don't know if there's a conversation to be had. It's been 2 days. Today's Monday, December 8th. We hung out Saturday night, December 6th. Radio silent. So I'll update you when there's something to update.